Hey, welcome to my third Ukraine video. As most of you know, my name is Stephen Cohn. I live in Turkey with my Ukrainian wife. We brought her parents here from Ukraine when the war broke out. And I mentioned the other day how because she lived in eastern Ukraine, that she didn't speak Ukrainian and only Russian, because she lived her whole life, but only spoke Russian because they only speak Russian there, that when the law changed that they had to speak Ukrainian, she was going to lose her job. And they also told her if she leaves the country to save her life during war, then she'll lose her job too. It was either come back and take your job back or lose it. It was either die, the risk of dying, or lose your job. It's will come the question is that we can actually have to ask somebody, hey, you want to stay here and have the risk of dying, or you want to leave and lose your job? I guess what? I'd leave and lose my job. I was in a war as a combat veteran. I know what it's like to be in a war, and I wouldn't voluntarily ever again go into war like I did last time. All right. So that's one of the things. Another thing is that her pension that she worked for 43 years has been cut to $200 a month. She's living on $200 a month. So guess who's flipping that bill? That's right. My wife and I are flipping that bill. So the Ukraine is ignoring the people who left the country. There's a lot of people who left the country. Unfortunately, it's only the rich people who left the country, or people like us who have a family there that we could bring them out. Everyone else, they can't leave. If you're military age, you can't leave. What does that mean? It means the poor people, they have to stay and fight. And of course, the rich people, they get to come out and live in Turkey on the Mediterranean in a nice place. Horrible, horrible. So that's the government taking advantage of the people who can't help themselves. It's sick and it's horrible. And this happens to be a trend across the planet, by the way. Same thing happened in Russia. 40% of the country depends on humanitarian aid. 40% of the country. And they're not getting it. People are starving there. Hundreds of thousands of people are dying. And guess what? Our government contractors getting all that money, they're living on the high hog. They're living in, nice hotels in the West, no danger, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, pretty scary stuff. And this is the heart-wrenching one right here. We got 4 kids. 44% of all Ukrainian children suffer from PTSD, meaning they've lost their childhood forever. 44%. Who's taking care of them? Yeah. Humanitarian services, if they can get in, if the money goes to the right places, if the food goes to the right places. And we all know how that is in those zones. Just the same thing's happening all over the world. It's a horrible thing. But my in-laws are here. They're safe. They're not happy, but they're safe. It's better to be safe and alive than in a war zone where you're going to, threaten their life. So for those of you who are haters and talking shit about me and all this other stuff, I don't even care, right? This is my opinion. When you come to these videos, drop the attitude, right? Drop the one-sided arguments, drop the BS, all this crap that people are writing that have nothing to do with anything that I'm talking about. I go, Putin's evil. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know him, and neither do you, right? And for those of you who are saying, oh yeah, you're just talking, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing this. I'm getting the information out that most people don't know about personal issues with people from Ukraine or Ukrainians. And what are you doing, right? So you want to come and talk shit? Then do something about it first. Post your own video. Right? Get out there and get some people. Thanks for the support.